I'm watching this movie, Tim Allen, Jungle2jungle, and it's a fascinating movie because in one scene, Tim Allen exclaims to his wife, played by Jo Beth Williams, they're in the jungle of the Amazon, and he calls the village, when he wakes up in the morning, the surface of the sun, because it's so hot and he slept late. And I thought, that's interesting. There's a website called The Surface of the Sun, and it talks about the sun is a planet with a solid surface. And then later on, shortly after that, his son, Mimisiku, goes through his initiation into manhood, kind of equivalent to a bar mitzvah at the age of 13. And he's given a task by the chief elder to go get fire from the Statue of Liberty. And later on in the picture, I realize because I've seen this before, there's an awakening on the part of, a rude awakening on the part of Mimisiku, his son, that the fire of the Statue of Liberty is a false fire. It's fake. It's an illusion. It's not real. And then at the very end of the movie, Tim Allen gives him a lighter, a cigarette lighter, in the shape of the Statue of Liberty. So he ends up giving him real fire to take home to show that he has completed his task and is now officially a man. But they both joke when he gives him the lighter because they know that's, not the same thing, because Mimisiku literally scales, at one point in the movie, scales the Statue of Liberty, because early on in the movie he scales a rock cliff. Well, obviously they have a stunt double doing that, but he scales a rock cliff, rock face, 90-degree angle rock face. So we see right away that he has skills such as scaling mountains. So he's in New York scaling the Statue of Liberty, and he's up there and he finds out there's no fire. It's fake. And then he goes to his father and says, hey, Tim Allen says, hey, what's going on here? Well, it's not real like everything else in New York City. So I just discovered recently in reading actually R.L. Poole's book. I can find it here. His beautiful book. It's worth every penny. The Leedskalnin Codex and Breakthroughs in Understanding Coral Castle. And in this book, he makes certain allegations, quoting his interpretation of Edward Leedskalnin, that the sun is not what we are told it is. In other words, it's not hot. and then I made a video about that, and it makes perfect sense from an electrodynamic standpoint. So here we have a movie in which Tim Allen says the surface of the sun, the domain name of a website, .com, he leaves out the .com, and that his son is supposed to get fire from the Statue of Liberty, but it's not real, and just like the sun is not really hot. Unbelievable. I mean, obviously you'll think I'm reading too much into this, but some of us who have studied the matter know that, in fact, I actually met someone who knew this directly, but I had learned just prior to him, that was about 30 years ago, that the media is controlled and all kinds of things are put there for us to view. But sometimes they put things there that are hidden in plain sight, kind of thing, to kind of give us information but not tell us that they're giving us information. And this is one consideration. So take it as you wish, as you like it. But I thought that was kind of clever if it's true. There's another example, actually. Here, let me show you. I have it in my collection. I have a whole ton of VHS tapes, and they are aging very quickly, especially my favorite ones. Here it is. I can't find these anymore. There's this one called Explorers with who is that? Oh, that's Ethan Hawke squatting or leaning over River Phoenix. So they build their own UFO. Oh, there they are. There's Ethan Hawke on the left, very young. His first picture. River Phoenix in the middle, and Jason Preston on the right-hand side. So they build their own UFO, presumably from instructions from aliens given to them during their dream state. And there was an article on the internet. That's my first video in the series of on UFOs in my Physics 101 channel, YouTube channel, that some guy wrote a piece quoting this because River Phoenix uses a term that William Line uses in his book Occult Ether Physics that you can get on Amazon. And it's a German word, it's very long, but it means simply cancellation of inertia, which of course equates to cancellation of gravity, because gravity and inertia are one and the same thing from a physicist's point of view. You can't tell the difference, other than one has to do with moving bodies and the other has to do with planets, but it's functionally speaking the same thing, regardless of how it's what causation brings it into being. Well, the guy who wrote the article on the internet thought that was kind of peculiar that a children's movie from 1985, teenager movie, and an adolescent movie, would hide something like that. That's really a grown-up little piece of evidence, and it comes straight out of William Line's book. So the scriptwriter must have been familiar with William Line. So there's all these instances of things hidden in plain sight, little tidbits of information that are stuck in the media, but nobody says what they're about. And they're just presented to us, and then they move right along as if nothing had happened. Until somebody like me sees this ages later and figures out, oh, there's something interesting going on here. So this was from 1985, and this picture, if I get my magnifying glass, maybe it'll tell me. It's a Walt Disney picture. Where's the date? Come on, it says all rights reserved, copyright. Where's the date? Come on, it's got to be in here somewhere. I don't see a date. Darn it. I don't see a date. How nice. It's probably on the cassette. There's nothing here. What is this? Oh, Vault. Let's go see what the disc says. Sometimes they put the date on the disc. Not always. Copyright, all rights reserved. Oh, come on. There's no date. That's unbelievable. Wait a minute. Criminal copyright. No. There's no date. Oh, this is 2. Jungle2jungle. Oh, yeah, there was another jungle movie, but I can't remember. I think I saw it on Netflix. Anyway, so there's no date on this thing. Whatever. I suspect it's somewhere in the 1990s, but I don't know. Anyway, so much for that. I hope you enjoy this video.